Recording.
How do you see the sum if function? How do you still remember the sum if function? Like just a quick recap of what we did. We say sum if, and then the sum if functions. We said this one we use to do a lot of reconciliation. Maybe you are reconciling this item, or you are checking this item from this side, from this side, so that it give you the way of checking whether this item is available in another side, or this item. For example, maybe if I open the data for VAT auto-populated, for example, maybe we are doing the VAT for January reconciliation. The first thing is you get the data from auto-populated either for sales or the purchases. So if you get the data for sales or the purchases, for example, like this, if I copy this data, transfer to our data here, and then call this one auto-populated. But and then I will go also to the whatever it is in the system or in the ledger. Like for this case, maybe this sales, it is from the ledger, and then you also pick. So you can see this one. This one is from Zoho, even though we don't have the right. Maybe we can use the one with e-teams because we have the same invoice numbers. So what I will do, I also copy whatever I have it here, and then paste in my Excel sheet here. Paste there, so we don't mind with the heading. So you realize the Sumif is the one which it enables us to do the comparisons of the two sets of items. So you realize these invoices, it is from the manual receipts. These are from the manual receipts from our invoices, and this is what the KRA has populated, or this is what has been submitted to the KRA. So you, at the end of it, when doing the VAT reconciliation, you have to do the reconciliation of whether all these invoices are in the e-teams, or whether these e-teams invoices has been populated. So in this case, that will be using the sum if function to do that reconciliation quickly. So we'll be using the sum if to guide us to do the reconciliation. So what do you think we can start, or where can we start if we want to compare these two sets of items? Kuria, tutaanza wapi? You can see the text. So maybe you can help us. What do we need to check before we do the reconciliation for these two items using the sum if function? What do we need to check first? Or the first step we should take ni gani? Or you have a problem with the mic? Maybe you can just. We should categorize the supply as maybe that's an idea, but remember, so if you decided to go with the side of suppliers, then you need to make sure that whatever the name is here is the same, exactly the name which is in the supplier here also, because you can remember if you put another column here, then this is pin, this is the supplier name, and then this is a CU number or the serial number. This is date, and then this is the invoice number or CU, and then this is the net amount. This is the net amount. This is the net amount. So if you use that, and then you need to make sure that they are exactly matching, but that one will not give you exact value, but you will get the summary. You will get the summary. So if you use the suppliers, then you will get the summary. You will not get exact value. Yeah, you can, if they are the same, then you can get the summary. But another option, if you decided to use date, if you decide to use date also, you will get the summary. So the best way is to use the invoice number. The best way is to use the invoice number. Now there is a challenge. If you check the invoice number, it might not be the same also. If you check this invoice number and whatever we have it here, they are totally different. How do we check the length of a text in Excel? So most of the time when we are confirming the length of the text in Excel, or even the P number, remember sometime unaweza weka P number ikiwa unaweza weka P number ikiwa long. So how do you check How do you check the length? So we can choose the length. Utatumia equals length. So we use the length. Hey, hawa student wengine leo wameenda ama leo si Tuesday? I think today is Tuesday or okay. So if you put the length and then it will ask you the text. So if you click the CU number, then click enter, you realize the length of your text here is 20. The length of this one is 20. Let's confirm whatever we have in the e-teams if it is 20. So if you come here also equals length, use length, this one, we're getting 18. So it will not also be appropriate for you to use the Sumif because this one is not the same, is not the same. So in such a case, what do? Because we need to get the common factor or the common item which can enable us to do the comparison. Still, we will be using the invoice number, but now we will extract the last digit. We will extract the last digit because the last digit, it seems the same. If you see the last digit of all these invoices and also on the other side, it is the same. So we will extract the last digit. We will extract the last digit. So maybe we can start with the whatever it is in auto-populated. We extract the digit first for that. So we will insert a column here and then say equals. We can use the write text function. You have a function called the write text function. So I will click that. It will ask me the text. This is the text. And then if I put a comma, it will ask me the number of characters. So we can choose 3 characters. So I'll say 3 characters, enter. So if I put 3 characters and then drop it up to this point, so I will get the one which I think it is from here. We can change that one to 2 characters. Can change to 2 character and then drag it down up to that point. So I have now something which is common, which is the invoice number. So I can choose this one. I can choose that one to do the comparison. So I can choose that one to do the comparison. So I will go to the other side also. Here, insert a column and then use the right text also. So I'll say equals the right text, which is this one. And then our character is the invoice or the text, comma. I'll also need the 3 character. Then this one is 2 because this one has been arranged. So I will use the 2, sorry, the 2 first. Then drag it down. Drag it down. Just a minute. I add this another student. So extract the length also that. So I will drag it down up to that point. Maybe from here we can change to 3 digits. We'll change to 3 digits and then scroll down. So I'll find this one. Now I have the 2 numbers which can help me now to do the reconciliation. So I can do the reconciliation on both sides. I will do the one with the auto-populated and also with the e-teams. Maybe we can get whatever it is in auto-populated in the e-teams, we bring it here. So here I will say e-teams, and then whatever I will get here, I will say this one is variance, which it will be whatever we have it in the auto-populated minus the e-teams. And now I will use the sum function, sum if. I will say sum if the range is the invoice number in the e-teams. So you will go to there, whatever it is in the e-team as an invoice number, which is this one, lock that with the F4. We say we use the F4 to lock, and then comma. The criteria is our invoice here in the auto-populated, and then you put a comma. Our sum range is the amount, the net amount in the e-teams, the net amount in the e-teams, which is this one. And then we also remember to lock this F4, then click enter. So you realize you drag it down. So now with this, you can confirm the variances. So if we drag this down, you can check where there is you can see there is no variance. Apparently, zote zina match. So you can see how you can do the reconciliation very easy. So unaweza pata hiyo value ime-extract, unaweza pata it might not be the same. Maybe, for example, because this was a sample data, so if you get the total here, you check this is 1.1. So it might that so when doing the reconciliation, you must check the two sides. So maybe in the e-teams there are more items compared to what is in the auto-populated, even though they are matching, but there might be a variance on the other side. So you also need to check on the other side. So if we go to the other side also, we introduce another column here and call this one is auto, and then we get the variance here. We get the variance. So I would say the net minus whatever I will get here, so that I get the variance. So I will also use the sum if. I would say equals the sum if, which is this one. And that my range now will be whatever it is in the auto-populated as a invoice numbers, the common one, the one we extracted. So I will go that sheet and then column F, then lock that with F4, comma, and then the criteria is this, the one we extracted, the invoice number, put a comma, go back to the auto-populated, the net amount, which is that, locked with the F4, and then click OK. Then drag it down up to this point. So you realize, put it in accounting format, get the variance. So you can see here we have the variance. The other one, there was no variance, but in this case, even we have other data down here. So if we delete this one, we combined to one item. We combine with equal one item, and then we get the total of this. Maybe even we can delete this one. We combine equal one item, the one item. So then we drag this down. So also we drag this down. So you can see these are the variants. Whatever we have it here is 1.2, and whatever we have in the auto-populated is 1.2. This is 1.2 and this is 1.1. So the variance, you will get the variance here very easy. So you will not struggle checking for the variance. So this is your variance. Now you go and inspect what happened with these invoices. You can see even when I was doing reconciliation, this was a reconciling item. I put the red color. So this one have not been have not been populated. So you go and now check with the what was the problem. So you see now with the Sumif function, you can easily do comparison of the two set of data. So any clarification you need from that, or anything that you see you are not getting from that Sumif function, so it's very important. It is a Excel formula which I recommend you need to know how to use it. It will help you more.